Alright, hey everyone, this is exciting because this is a new product here from Waveform. So if you've watched my channel, you have seen me review other Waveform products. They have a lot of cellular based antennas that can help improve your signal at your house, and this one is now focused specifically on RV or mobile use. And so this is the black puck, and this I have it in some of the packaging just to show you kind of how it would look like on top of, I'm assuming, a roof. That you'd put it on your RV or whatnot. And the beauty of this one is that, one, it's the lower profile, and then it's omnidirectional, so there is no pointing. You can use their current waveform panel antennas, and but each time you would park, you would have to set them up and aim them to get the best performance. This one does not rely on that, so you can use this one all the time when you're driving around. Let's go through kind of what comes in the box, as well as the specs. So I have the specs of what type of gain it has. It does Wi-Fi, GPS, and cellular. We'll kind of touch on all those items here in the video as well. And then, as always, this is Nate, and this is the Nader Tater channel. So thanks for watching. Please consider liking the video and then subscribing to my channel so that you get more videos like this. And now, full disclosure, Waveform did send me this product for free so I could get this evaluation and do some testing with it, but they did not pay me for the review. But I do have a 5% coupon code, NaderTater, that you can use. Links down in the video description below. And if you do use that link to purchase stuff, I might get a commission off of it. So let's get into the details here of this unit. Alright, so this unit here you can see has several cables, and that's because this one I think is the fully loaded one where it has all these options. I think they're going to sell ones that do not have Wi-Fi or GPS, so those are kind of optional. And for a lot of my products that I've been testing and whatnot, typically I would just use the cellular. But if you need to use the Wi-Fi and or GPS, this one here has it. I think the GPS is here in blue, and we'll get into the specs of that as well. And then for both the cellular and the Wi-Fi, there's 4 of them. So the cellular ones are these red ones, and the Wi-Fi ones are the white ones. And then, if you're curious, they are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, but for hooking them up to the gateways, it does not matter because of the omnidirectional mobile use of this one. Now, just the unit itself does have feels like a silicone base to it, but it has 3 separate ways that you can connect this or attach it to your vehicle. Here, they do give you a little screw and Allen key set. You need it. Alright, so one of the options is to drill a hole through the roof. This would be obviously for a permanent install, and then it can go through as far as 2.75 inches of thickness. So if you have something less than that, it will fit on there and still be able to get the nut on. But you basically just feed the wires through the middle of that, and then this fits in and secures. It has 4 holes that screw into there with the provided screws. So that is the permanent install way. If you don't want to do that for whatever reason, they have 2 different options here. This one, I can feel by the weight, is the magnetic one. So this one has several strong magnets in it that it will snap down and hold itself to your roof, and then the cabling comes out through this groove side here. And again, this one has the screws that attach the plastic to the unit itself. So this is how this unit here goes, like this, and this would just go down, and then you would run these wires most likely through like a rear door opening or whatnot, someplace that does not get them pinched, and that would be one option, maybe a little bit more temporary type install. The other one here is a straight adhesive. So this is a 3M adhesive. You pull that off, you stick that on, and it's the same thing as a magnet there. So this gets screwed on there, and you can do either of those install ways for this to work for you. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the manual that comes with this device, as well as the specs for how much signal gain it provides. Now, this is a early version here, but one thing to note here is that this product is designed and supported and sold by Waveform. Waveform is located in the U.S. They actually provide you lifetime support for their products that they sell. And that's actually one of the reasons why I really do like Waveform, and I have a lot of their products myself, is because that type of support that you get from an American company here. So if you see in the box, this is what I just covered. On the next page, it gives you the people that are actually here to support, as well as all their contact information. It does mention that you need to have a usable signal, so this can't create cellular signal. If you don't have any, it only helps pick up any signal that's there. So just know if you have 0 bars, you're probably still not going to get signal with this. You need to have at least a little bit, and this is just going to help improve the signal. As far as compatibility, this basically covers all the US and Canadian bands. It's basically all of them, from a 4G LTE to a 5G low and mid band. It does not do millimeter wave. Alright, so they talk about the mounts, and they do tell you, I mean, roughly, if I summarize this, it wants to keep everything about 2 feet away. No heat sources, no other pieces of the vehicle body within about 2 feet. You want to have this at the highest for the best performance. So now they do have extensions for the cables if you need them, but your best bet is to keep the cables as short as possible. So you'd want to put your gateway ideally within the reach of the standard cables that come included. That gives you the best signal. Alright, so let's hop into these specs here. Now you can see that they say at the top multiple variants. That's what I talked about. Some have Wi-Fi or GPS. Does the 4G and 5G cellular support. Here is the first claim here. It's 6.9 dBi of cellular gain. And then it is IP68 weatherproof, so that means it's good enough to be outside and stay outside. And then it is all SMA connectors on this. They do have, our Cellular will include adapters to go to like a TS9 or something else if your gateway modem has a different type. Alright, so if we look here at the Cellular, if you know about Cellular, you get different gains at different frequencies. The different frequencies are different bands, and all the carriers kind of have their own preferences as far as which ones are their key bands. And here they break it down into a couple different sections. You have 600 to 900 megahertz. And I know just from personal experience that the 600 is T-Mobile's N71, so that's a popular 5G signal there. And you can see that you get kind of a big variation. It's 3 plus or minus 2.5 dB. And then you can see once you get to the 1700 to 2700, which is a very popular range as well, that's about 5.4 plus or minus 1. And then you get the 3 to 4,000 megahertz, and then the 5 to 6,000 megahertz as well. You see it kind of changed a little bit where it is. But then if we can keep going down here, the Wi-Fi antenna one, it's pretty consistent there, about 5.9 dB. For 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, but it does support Wi-Fi 6E, and that E means it includes the 6 gigahertz band as well. That one has a lower gain, but it still does support that frequency and expanded. GPS, I don't really know much about GPS, quite frankly, but I do see it's worth noting that it does support GNSS as well, so you can see that it supports those bands. Alright, then here, these are kind of neat plots because this shows you just how truly omnidirectional it is. And from the top down view, that top graph there, it shows you that it is pretty much circular, and meaning it is omnidirectional for the plane that comes out along this table like this way. Now if we look at it from the side and we see how that profile is, it does receive or get better signal up than it does down, which is not surprising, nor is it a bad thing, because we know that we're not getting our signal from our van or the RV itself. So that makes sense here. And then you can see the gain by frequency. So you can see that it does change as you go through the different frequencies range. And then same thing here for the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi one is a little bit more sporadic. It's not maybe as tuned in for perfect Wi-Fi omnidirectionality as the cellular one is, but I think this would still help out, especially if you're outdoors or at a campsite or whatnot. You want to beam your Wi-Fi out and around. This is going to help you do that versus it being stuck inside your RV. And then here on the dimensions, I guess the key spec to really probably care about is that it's about an 8-inch on the outside diameter. And then the hole, if you use the permanent mounting one, that's about a 1-inch minimum size hole that you would need to drill into the roof. Alright, so it's pretty exciting to have new products. I think a lot of the RVing community will be pretty excited that Waveform is offering this new product. If you have questions, please put them down in the comments below. I do read them. If you have ideas of things you want me to test, even with this one or other ones, please add that in the comments as well. I will get to that. And then, as I asked before, please hit that like button and consider subscribing so you can see more content from me. And then lastly, I would like to thank Waveform for their continued involvement in the cellular community and the support of channels like this and others.